Session is called to order. May we request Sheikh Abdul Wahab back to lead us in the invocation, and please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and the Bangsamoro hymn.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا فإنك أنت الغفور الرحيم وارحمنا فإنك خير الراحمين. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا في هذا المقام إلا غفرته، ولا مريدا إلا شفيته، ولا هما ولا غما إلا فرجته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا حاجة من حوائجنا في هذه الحياة إلا أعنتنا على قضائها يا ربنا. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تعزنا وتنصر المسلمين في كل مكان، وأن تعلي بفضلك كلمة الحق والدين، وأن تشمل بعنايتك ورعايتك إخوان المجاهدين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخوان المجاهدين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخوان المجاهدين في فلسطين. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Secretariat, proceed with the roll call. Determine the existence of quorum for today's session.
Roll call. Honorable members of BTA Parliament, Abbas Ahmad, Abbas Harun, Abbas Basit, Abu Mujib, Alamia Laisa, Alauden Mosber, Ali Ibrahim, Ali Ilanang Jr., Ali Edi, Ambuludto Suharto, Aminoden Abdulaziz, Ampatuan Baintan, Anayatin Susana, Antaw Muhammad Kelly, Arnado Mary Ann, Asnawi Dan, Babaw Ali Muntaha, Balindong Pangalian, Kandaw Bay Maleha, Dilanggalan Hashimi, Dumama Alba Shia Ilaiha, Ibrahim Ahod, Ismael Suharto, Estino Matarul, Gayak Abdullah, Gera Edward, Haji Abdullah Khalid, Hasim Abdullah, Hasan Hatimil, Ekbal Muhagir, Ismail Rasul, Chajuri Raisa, Jakil Muslimin, Zikiri Al-Bakil, Kahalan Den Martin, Karon Faisal, Lim John Anthony, Long Benjamin, Long Don Mustafa, Lorena Jose, Makakuha Jamel, Makapar Abdullah, Makasalong Marjani, Makatanong Amrosi, Maglangit Tarhata, Malik Hamid, Mantawil Baileng, Mastura Eshak, Matalam Japar Apollo Mikael, Mawalil Amil Bahar, Mendoza Froilin, Mitimbang Michael, Mitimbang Tawakal, Miswari Abdul Karim, Miswari Nur Reda, Mitmog Rasul Jr., Munoz Hussein, Oranon Suwaib, Pakasam Obaida, Pak Abdul Wahab, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita, Parcasio Randolph, Piang Ramon Sr., Ramos Jamila, Salendab Said, Salik Ali, Sanki Ali, Sema Omar Yasser, Sema Romeo, Sheikh Said, Silongan Aida, Sinulinding Kadil Jr., Sulaiman Ali, Tago Paisalin, Tan Nabil, Usman Adspar, Utto Basir, Uy Oyod Siti Fahani, Yakub Muhammad.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa bihi nasta'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, with 41 members of the Parliament responded to the call, we therefore certify the presence of quorum in today's session. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
With the certification of the Secretariat, the existence of quorum, we will proceed with today's session. Floor Leader. 1 minute suspension. Floor leader.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To the Honorable Speaker, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, to the Presiding Officer, Deputy Speaker, Attorney Omar Sema, Deputy Speakers who are present, floor leaders, members of the Parliament, Secretariat, staff, and guests in the gallery. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Mr. Speaker, I move that we dispense with the reading of Journal number 11, dated July 23, 2024.
There's a motion coming from the floor to dispense with the reading of journal number 11 of July 23, 2024. It's been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
I further move that we approve Journal number 11, subject to style, Mr. Speaker.
With the twin motion that it be approved without subject to style has been seconded, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On recognitions, commendations, memorials, messages, and communications, I move that we recognize MP Romeo Sema.
The gentleman from Cotabato City is recognized. I cannot see him. Maybe he's praying.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I therefore move that we recognize MP Baileng Mantawin.
The lady from Cotabato City is also recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Speaker, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, honorable members of the Bangsamoro Parliament, distinguished guests, and to the people of the Bangsamoro, a heartfelt and sincere Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I stand before you today not just as a representative of our people, but as a daughter of the Bangsamoro, a daughter just like so many of our brave ancestors fought to bring us the freedom and autonomy we now seek to protect. I bring before this esteemed Parliament today touches the very essence of our struggle, our identity, and our commitment to peace. We condemn in the strongest terms the recent actions of the National Bureau of Investigation and the police forces of General Santos City, who disrupted and embarrassed our officials during an official training session. Pumasok sila sa ating espasyo, ang ating espasyo ng pamahalaan, pagkatuto at kapayapaan na walang paalam at walang koordinasyon upang magsilbi ng warrant laban sa isa sa atin. This was not merely an incident of law enforcement. It was an act of disrespect, a violation of autonomy we have fought for so hard to achieve. It was an intrusion that reminds us of the historical injustices and our people have endured for generations. Imagine the fear, the humiliation, and the frustrations felt by our officials in that room. They were there not for themselves, but for the people they serve. 8 mayors kasama ang 8 vice mayors, mga kagawad at mga opisyales ang nandoon para magsilbi upang mag-aral kung paano pamahalaan ang mga bagong bayan sa Special Geographic Area para maihatid natin ang pangako ng kaunlaran at kapayapaan. Yet, instead of fostering an environment of collaboration, our officials were met with intimidation. We must ask ourselves, is this the respect we deserve? Is this the respect our autonomy merits? Mr. Speaker, this disruption was not an isolated incident. It is a threat to the very fabric of the peace we have painstakingly built through the Comprehensive Agreement of the Bangsamoro, or CAB. Mr. Speaker, when the national government itself, through the proclamation signed by the President, committed to granting amnesty to MILF and MNLF members, people who put down their arms in the hope of a better future, it was a promise A promise that our brothers and sisters who fought for our freedom could finally return to normal lives, pursue economic opportunities, and participate in our democratic processes without fear. Ngunit narito tayo, humaharap sa mga aksyon na tahasang sumasalungat sa pangakong ito. Honorable colleagues, OIC Mayor Abdullah P. Abbas, fellow MILF commander and a brother in our cause, was unjustly treated during this incident. Hindi lamang siya isang kalahok. Siya ay simbolo ng patuloy nating paglalakbay patungo sa kapayapaan. His filing of candidacy for the coming national and local elections and participation in the training session were demonstrations of his faith in the democratic processes and acts of trust in the very system we are striving to strengthen. And yet, he was met with hostility, as if his journey toward peace and governance had no value. Mr. Speaker, we must not allow this breach to pass unnoticed. We must not let it undermine the trust we have built with our people and the wider community. Kung hahayaan natin ito, ipinapakita natin ng autonomiyang ipinaglaban natin ay maaaring baliwalain, na ang ating espasyo para sa pamahalaan ay maaaring pasukin, at ang ating paglalakbay patungo sa kapayapaan ay maaaring hadlangan ng mga puwersang walang paggalang sa ating pakikibaka. Mr. Speaker, let us condemn this violation with all the strength we have. Ipakita natin sa mga ahensya ng pambansang pamahalaan na tayo ay nagkakaisa sa pagpapanatili ng integridad ng ating autonomiya at sa kaligtasan ng ating mga opisyal. We must stand firm in demanding the National Amnesty Commission to expedite the implementation of proclamation numbers 1090 and 1091, ensuring that our people receive the justice and recognition they deserve. We are a people of honor, dignity, and courage. We will not allow any act to shake the foundations of our autonomy, and we will defend our right to self-governance as was promised to us. Sa alaala ng mga lumaban para sa adhikaing ito at sa mga karangalan ng mga susunod na henerasyon na binubuo natin ng kapayapaan, maraming salamat, and I invite you to rally behind this call with unity and conviction. I intend to file a separate resolution requesting the National Amnesty Commission to expedite the implementation of granting amnesty to both the MILF and MNLF. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We note that the good MP will file a separate resolution.
I'll make a suspension.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I move to recognize MP Romeo Sema, who will also deliver a message.
The gentleman from Cotabato City is recognized. Thank you, Presiding Chair. Thank you, President. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. The Honorable Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim, Honorable Speaker of this Parliament, Attorney Ali Pangalen M. Balindong, Pro Reader, my esteemed colleagues in the Parliament, and to all those present in this distinguished assembly. Distinguished members of this august body, in September 2023, we submitted this Parliament a resolution urging His Excellency, the President of the Republic, and the Honorable Senate of the Philippines to ratify the Convention concerning the eliminations of violations and harassment in the world of work, Convention 119. The resolution was duly referred to the Committee on Labor and the Committee on Rules for considerations and deliberation. I am pleased to inform this body that our call for action was started immediately, shortly after we have taken it up before this Parliament. I take great satisfaction in the fact that the President and the Senate of the Philippines have moved forward on this matter. In light of this development, it is now appropriate that instead of the original resolution, we recognize and commend the concerted efforts of His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., as well as the distinguished members of the Senate for taking this significant step toward ratifying the C-190. As many you are aware, C-190 represents the first international treaty designed to specifically address the issue of violence and harassment in the workplace. On February 2024, the Republic of the Philippines formally deposited its instrument of ratification with the International Labour Organization, making our nation the 38th country in the world and notably the first in Asia. To ratify this important convention, I am specifically proud to share with you that the Bangsamoro government played a role in contributing to this pivotal occasion. By ratifying C-190, the Philippines align itself with global level standards and takes a decisive stance against violence and harassment in the workplace, whether domestically or for our Filipino workers overseas. Many of them are from the Bangsamoro region. This certification will have a meaningful impact on workers within the Bangsamoro, particularly those employed in the informal sector, where much of our region's economic activity in concentrated. Furthermore, the ratifications of C-190 reinforces the duty of the state to promote and protect workers' rights, ensuring that our national policies are consistent with international standards. This act also directly supports the United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, particularly Goal 5, which focuses on gender equality, and Goal 8, which emphasizes decent work and economic. The Bangsamoro Parliament proudly commends the unwavering support of President Ferdinand Ronaldo Marcos Jr. and the esteemed members of the Senate. Leadership in ratifying C-190 demonstrated a steadfast commitment to advancing workers' rights and ensuring that violence and harassment have no place in our work environments. The Bangsamoro government stands as a proud and reliable partner of the national government in this historic endeavor. This ratification is not merely a legislative milestone, it is a affirmation of our shared values, values that embody dignity, respect, and the safety of every worker. These are very principles which we strengthen within the framework of our proposed Bangsamoro Labor and Employment Code. On behalf of this Parliament, I extend my deepest appreciation and congratulations to all who contributed to this achievement. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq walidaya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I would like to move that we recognize MP Baileng Mantawid, Mr. Speaker.
The lady from Cotabato City is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Alhamdulillah wa bayinas tayin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen of this esteemed parliament, fellow Bangsamoro and colleagues, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. I rise today not only as a member of this parliament, but as a Bangsamoro who dream of an exercise of democratic processes, free of violence, intimidations, and harassments. Our temporary leaders and countless others have fought along hard, enduring countless sacrifices, so that we, the people of the Bangsamoro, may enjoy peace, freedom, and dignity that has long been denied to our ancestors. Yet today, as we look toward the 2025 elections, I stand before you with a heavy heart, burdened by the urgent need to condemn the incidents that threaten the democratic processes and the lives of our people. Mga kasama, hindi po tayo maaaring manahimik. The recent attacks against United Bangsamoro Justice Party candidates are not just attacks on individuals. They are attacks on our shared struggle, our collective visions of a peaceful and self-governing Bangsamoro. In Sharif Agwak, we witnessed the horrifying sight of gunfire exchange, stones hurled at peaceful convoys, and the unjust arrest of candidates. In Pandag and Kapatagan, the intimidation and harassment of our candidates have reached unbearable levels, forcing them to call for rescue, pleading for the intervention of authorities meant to protect them. Ito po ba ang kapayapaan na pinangako sa atin? Ito ba ang respeto na dapat nating tinatamasa matapos ang mahabang dekada ng pakikibaka? We are no longer just a people struggling for recognition. We are a people with an autonomous government, one that must protect its people, its candidates, and its democratic institutions. When a UBJP candidate is blocked, cursed, and prevented from filing a certificate of candidacy, it is not a mere an assault of an individual. It is a slap in the face of every Bangsamoro who believes in the promise of peaceful governance. I cannot and will not stand idle while our people's freedom and dignity are under threat. Hindi ko po kayang manahimik habang ang karapatan ng bawat Bangsamoro na bumoto at maging kandidato ay ninanakaw sa atin. We owe it to our ancestors and to the future generations of Bangsamoro to ensure that this parliament stands as fortress against injustice and violence. I condemn the acts of violence, harassment, and unlawful arrest targeting candidates in Sharif Agwak, Pandag, and Kapatagan. It calls upon the Commission on Election, the Philippine National Police, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines to fulfill the sworn duty. Ang tungkulin nila na tiyakin na ligtas, maayos at makatarungan ang eleksyon para sa lahat ng kandidato at mamamayan ng Bangsamoro. We demand that those responsible be held accountable and that steps be taken to prevent such incidents from recurring. This is not more than a piece of paper. It is a call to action. It is a plea from this parliament to defend the democracy and peace that our forebears fought for us. Bilang inyong kinatawan, hinihingi ko po ang inyong suporta. Let us honor the sacrifices of those who came before us and secure a future where elections are a symbol of peace, not fear, of unity, not division. Mr. Speaker, for your information, I intend to file a separate resolution on this, calling the Commission on Elections, PNP and AFP to conduct investigation to ensure security for peaceful and transparent 2025 elections. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We take note of the speech. Nonetheless, floor leader, may I be given this opportunity to express my views on the matters. The speeches, both speeches of the gentleman and lady from Cotabato City are not properly covered in this section. we are supposed to hear recognitions, commendations, memorials, messages, and communications. But this chair has exercised its discretion to view those speeches as stated in their personal and collective privilege. On that note, we will refer those speeches to the proper committees. And if they so desire, we can convert their speeches into proper resolutions. Those are not properly covered on this section of our order of business. We are supposed to be hearing recognitions, commendations, memorials, messages, and communications. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, the message of MP Romeo Sema was in fact a message of appreciation after the confirmation of C-190 by the President of the Philippines.
Okay, we will take note of that. But other than that, please, this is my view on the two speeches of the lady from Cotabato City, that they were given as on their personal and collective privilege, and therefore I recommend that somebody should move that those speeches be referred to the proper committee for proper action.
Mr. Speaker, I therefore move that we refer both speeches to the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
It's been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize MP Mitmo?
Mr. Speaker, I would also like to raise the same observation. The current agenda matter is supposed to be for messages, for communication, for appreciations. And we noted, Mr. Speaker, that when you speak during this time, it must be short,
Yeah.
and ideally there must be no resolutions.
We will take note of that. Anyway, the matter has already been referred to the proper committees. Thank you. We will
Thank you,
proceed,
Mr.
floor
Speaker.
leader.
We proceed with bills on first reading, resolutions. We have two proposed resolutions for today's order of business, beginning with proposed resolution number 498. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title, the names of the authors and the co-authors.
The secretary is directed to read the title of proposed resolution number 498, including the name of the authors and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 498 entitled A Resolution Encouraging All Constituents of the BARM to Observe and Commemorate the Yearly Celebration of the Bangsamoro Foundation Day. Authors, Member of Parliament, Kadil Silolinding Jr. Co-authors, Members of Parliament, Hasime Dilanggalan, Eddie Ali, Ahmad Abbas, Ali Salik, Adsmar Usman, Khalid Haji Abdullah, Jafar Apollo Mikhail Matalam, Matarul Istino, Michael Mitimbang, Suwaib Uranon, Tawakal Mitimbang, Mujib Abu, Basir Uto, and Muhammad Kelly Antao.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer proposed resolution number 498 to the Committee on Rules.
There is a motion from the floor to refer PR number 498 to the Committee on Rules. Been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Next, Mr. Speaker, is proposed resolution number 504. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title, the name of the author, and the co-authors.
Secretariat, please read the title of PR number 504, including the name, the authors, and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 504 entitled Resolution Expressing Support to House Bill number 6522 or an act creating the Philippine Centers for Disease Prevention and Control, defining their powers and functions and appropriating funds therefore. Author, Member of Parliament, Hasime Dilanggalan. Co-authors, Members of Parliament, Ali Montaha Babaw, Rasul Ismail, Tarhata Maglangit, Roylin Mendoza, and Abdul Wahab Pak.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer proposed resolution number 504 to the Committee on Health.
There is a motion from the floor to refer PR number 504 to the Committee on Health. Any second? Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to remind members of the Parliament that these are resolutions that they can manifest their intention to be a co-author of. Please just fill in the forms that have been provided to you. Next, Mr. Speaker, our bills on second reading. We have two for today's order of business, starting with BTA Parliament Bill number 60. May we request the Secretariat to please read the title, the name of the author, and the co-authors.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of BTA Parliament Bill number 60, including the name of the author and co-authors.
BTA Parliament Bill number 16 titled An Act Regulating the Advertisement, Packaging, Labeling, Display, Sale, Preparation, and Serving of Halal Food in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Author Member of Parliament Amel Bahar Mawalil. Co-authors Members of Parliament Liza Lamia, Bahintan ng Patuan, Rasol Mitmug Jr., Suharto Ambulugto, Rasul Ismail, Don Mustafa Loong, Aida Silongan, Ali Salik, Nur Reda Miswari, Ajspar Usman, Eddie Ali Sangki, Japar Apollo Mikael Matalam, Kadir Siluninig Jr., Romeo Sema, Susana Nayatin, Haron Abbas, Abdulaziz Aminoden, Benjamin Loong, Muhammad Kelly Antaw, Hamid Malik, Tarhata Maglangit, Mohagel Ikbar, Nabila Margalita Pangandaman, Basir Utto, Basit Abbas, and Khalid Haji Abdullah.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the principal author, MP Amil Bahar Mawalin.
The gentleman from Tawi-Tawi is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, this proposed measure seeks to protect the welfare of the Bangsamoro people through the regulation of halal and non-halal food items. It is relevant to note, Mr. Speaker, that in order to be labeled as halal, it is required that all identified points within the operation, preparation, or processing of halal meat or food must be religiously acceptable. Mr. Speaker, this religious procedure is consistent with all the widely used food industry-based safety protocols, which ensure safety by controlling major food risks, such as microbiological, chemical, and physical contaminants. Mr. Speaker, hence, by regulating the advertisement, packaging, labeling, display, sale, preparation, and serving of halal food, we are also guaranteeing the quality of the food product or commodity. Mr. Speaker, we must aim to support the region's bid to become one of the world's halal industry champions. One way to do this is to increase and strengthen the market competitiveness of our halal processed products to ensure their genuineness and authenticity. Through this measure, Mr. Speaker, not only can we improve the goodwill and integrity of halal certified companies in the market, but we can also instill and put in place the best practices in the industry to foster public faith and protect health, safety, and welfare of the Bangsamoro people. Mr. Speaker, I urge this body to please pay attention to this measure and inshallah approve this piece of legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we refer BTA Parliament Bill number 60 to the Committee on Trade, Investment, and Tourism.
There is a motion from the floor to refer BTA Parliament number 5,
Number 60.
number 60 to the Committee on Trade, Investment, and Tourism. It's been seconded. The motion is approved. 1 minute suspension, floor.
Is BTA Parliament Bill number 63? May we request the Secretariat to read the title, the author, the name of the author and the co-authors.
The Secretariat is directed to read the title of BTA Parliament Bill number 63, including the name of the author and co-authors.
BTA Parliament Bill number 63 entitled An Act Institutionalizing Conflict Sensitivity in the different planning processes throughout the hierarchies of the Bangsamoro government. Author Member of Parliament Amel Bahar Mawalil. Co-authors Members of Parliament Liza Lamia, Bahintan ng Batuan, Rasol Mitbug Jr., Soharto Ambuluto, Rasul Ismail, Don Mustafa Luong, Tarhata Maglangit, Eddie Ali, Randolph Parcasio, Hasem Edilangalen, Susana Anayatin, Hussein Munoz, Muhammad Kelly Antao, Basit Abbas, Harun Abbas, Benjamin Loong, Ahmad Abbas, and Romeo Sema.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize MP Amil Bahar Mawalil as principal author.
The gentleman from Tawi-Tawi is recognized once again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, for the Bangsamoro government, despite the positive outlook, the task at hand is formidable. Responsibilities and challenges aplenty and the potential for setbacks present. The paradox of post-conflict governance is that expectation to produce and deliver public value is high. Yet in these conflict-affected and conflict-vulnerable areas, capacities in terms of governance are often weak and resources are insufficient. For these reasons, Mr. Speaker, through planning, meticulous programming, and judicious resource allocation are vital. In the context of the Bangsamoro, despite its expanded autonomy, many of the root causes of conflict remain. Moreover, due to its long history of conflict, it would take concerted and sustained efforts toward conflict transformation to address underlying causes of conflict and deep social cleavages that have persisted. Hence, it takes more than good intentions to further develop the region. Even well-intentioned interventions have the potential to cause harm due to existing vulnerabilities. Mr. Speaker, by institutionalizing conflict-sensitive planning and in consequence, producing conflict-sensitive plans, the Bangsamoro is more likely to sustain the peace gains and introduce policies, programs, projects, and activities that are responsive and do not cause harm. For this, Mr. Speaker, I again urge this body, this honorable chamber, to pay attention to this piece of legislation, and I seek the approval of this body. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer BTA Parliament Bill number 63 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety and the Committee on Bangsamoro Justice Systems.
There's a motion from the floor to refer BTA Parliament Bill number 63 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety and to the Committee on Justice System, on Bangsamoro Justice Systems. Been seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, both are private member bills. We invite members of the Parliament who wish to be co-authors to just fill in the forms provided to them and submit the same to the Secretary, Mr. Speaker.
Noted.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other agenda in the order of business, I move that we adjourn until tomorrow until 1 p.m. Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
There's a motion. We adjourn until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.